Welcome to Money. All right, well, listen, estate planning question. So, when we were talking before the show, you said what's going to be valuable to the audience, and of course, we want to tailor these things. So, I think everybody has a pretty good understanding of what estate planning would be for. You're trying to reduce estate taxes and deal with situations after somebody's passed away and avoid probate court, those kind of things. What are some misconceptions, some very common misconceptions that people have about what an estate planning lawyer can or cannot do?
Yeah, so probably the number one misconception is that preparing a will helps you avoid probate, and that is not true. So having a will is a great start. It tells the court, who you want to be in charge and where you want your assets to go. Gives you some control over, your die, but it does not help you avoid the probate process. And just to, make sure that everybody's on the same page. I'm a California attorney, and so I deal with, California estate planning clients and California decedents. And so, unfortunately, the status here in California is that California has a overly bureaucratic probate process. And so probate is the process of transferring assets from the person that died to the beneficiaries and heirs. In California, that process for an uncontested estate takes about 1.5 to 2 years, and it usually costs somewhere between $15,000 to $30,000 in costs and fees. And so most people want to avoid that for their children or their beneficiaries. Most people don't want to require that, when they die, that their children have to go through this long, expensive court. So when we talk about avoiding probate, that's really the reason or the main thing behind it.
Yeah, it's I'm in Illinois, outside Chicago, or actually, I'm sorry, downtown Chicago, and it's a similar case where it takes a good 1.5 to 2 years to get through probate court, from my experience. And so one of the number one things that I recommend is whenever I see somebody that does not have an estate plan in place, and they're just like, oh, I have to take care of, I have a will. And it's not enough. You're not going to want your beneficiaries and your heirs to go through this at all.
Yeah. So to follow up on that, just just make sure that, we're all on the same page and kind of laying the basic framework is that's why people, here in California and maybe also in Illinois, that's why they, when they go to an estate planning attorney, that's why typically we're talking about setting up a trust.